Simone Halep? Oh no, that was a different. That was
I think
2018.
she'd be. I'm gonna assume she'd be. Forgot her name.
Kenin?
Yeah, Sophia Kenin.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Damn.
Kenin 16-1 in Grand Slam matches this year.
Wow. Holy.
So shout out to Swiatek.
Wow. That's some shit. Exclusive.
I thought we'd be giving exclusive on the Lakers being in the NBA Finals. Instead, Jim Butler was like, psych.
I thought I was gonna I don't want to jinx it. Never mind. Where are we at here?
Yeah, though.
You already know what it is. True North Views Podcast, episode 125. Of course, we are Toronto's unofficial podcast discussing hip hop, R&B, and the culture.
Vultures.
I go by the name of Harris.
Y'all know me. I'm the skirt master, Mr. Triple Double himself. No assist. Jeez. Stealing 70 mil from the TTC.
Now I realized the last episode when you're like, oh, I thought you were going to play it. I listened to it. I was like, yo, I'm supposed to play it there.
I thought you did it to speed up time. I was like, oh, shit. Mr. Triple Double, no assist, and 70 mil from TTC. You can call me Just Shola. And as usual, we're giving you our perspectives. I tried to do this without offer. We're giving you our perspectives from a couple of... I don't know. We're giving you the perspective of a couple of first-generation Canadians. That's all you need to know right now. Because I try to go off script.
But that is a script.
That is it? It's just...
That's a script.
I don't know.
That's the script still.
Feels kind of off today.
But I'm supposed to do G's, and then I go...
Babe.
Wow.
Hold on. Can't do that.
Let's let the people know where they can find us. Of course, please look for us at True North Views on Twitter. Look for us at True North Views on Instagram. Look for us at True North Views on YouTube as well. On our YouTube, of course, you will find a full episodic experience. Please check that out. Our interviews, things like that, things that we got going on. More to come soon. As usual, of course. Otherwise, check our Instagram. We're going to post our 60-second sound bites from the respective episode for the week, of course. Really good topics going on there. Of course, we had last week Sasha Cha, True North Interviews Volume 4. So please check out the Instagram just for some highlights from that interview itself. Otherwise, you would see things like music reviews, certain discussional topics. It's a great starting point if you're trying to get anyone into the at True North Views brand and at True North Views Instagram page. It's a great place to start to kind of get them into us as well. And obviously on our Twitter, you will find just random liking, random tweeting, random retweeting, hashtag of the day, topic of the day, all of those different types of things. Just know that even right now, as I always forget to do everything properly as it relates to the intro, there's 100% likelihood that if you see a tweet, if you see a spree of tweets, from the at True North Views Twitter
off
account,
the hip,
it happened while I was
back home smoking
meditating.
Meditation, you see, is very, 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 very important. Right? It teaches you two things: teaches you awareness, teaches you acceptance. If you can get those two things down, you've unlocked the keys to life.
To the trigger
you get
fingers.
These Twitter fingers popping, and you get the show started.
Let's get.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get right into it.
Yes, sir.
With the pre-potpourri. So, let's just kind of go right into what was announced in just the GTA. Where was it?
It's Ontario, I guess, because it affects Ottawa as well.
Okay, so announced in Ontario, which is obviously the province in which we are from. I don't know if you saw that video on Twitter. I think it was roaming around on Twitter this week. There was a girl that thought there was only 50 countries. She was like, Canada's a what? Like,
that was the States.
Finish the sentence. Canada's a what? So, we have to make sure.
Downtown Canada, remember that?
Downtown Canada, which was a great, funny joke. But yeah, a few things. So we got to let you know where we from. But yeah, this happened all of Ontario. I don't know if you want to take that away, sir.
Oh, I'm taking it. All right.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain what happened. So
The coronavirus cases or COVID-19 cases are going up again. We're reaching all-time highs. We didn't even cross 600 in the quote-unquote height. Lately, in last week, we've hit 700, 800 today. It was 930 something. So because of that, Toronto and certain areas are considered the hot spots. Decided to go back into a modified version of stage 2. So no more indoor dining, no more gyms, pretty much, no more movies. Anything indoor is pretty much canceled. So yeah, that's it. We back on stage 2. I just hope traffic eases up, but
how are you impacted by resorting back to stage 2?
I'm surprisingly not impacted by it at all. Okay. No, not even one bit.
Shit.
My life does not change one bit. I was not eating in restaurants beforehand. I was not eating. My gym is not closing down because my gym is at my work. So, so because of that, they ain't gonna close down the gym at work. So
right, okay.
Because of that, I know that's where you're going.
Right.
With that, I knew that's where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Because I know that affects you a lot. Because you were saying you were just getting back into the groove of shit. Oh my God. You got your rhythm going. You got your schedule ready.
I tweeted.
You got slapped. And this is for 28 days minimum.
Minimum, which is gonna be more. I tweeted. I feel like getting back into elite shape for the hell of it. Like 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Since tweeting that, I lost 10 pounds. Started eating right.
Good.
Got back on my supplements, black seed oil,
all of them,
sea moss, things like that. Just drinking more water, obviously.
Water good.
The boxing skill is increasing immensely because we're not doing contact in class. We're only doing drills.
Okay.
So everything is learning new skill.
That's good.
So I would say my skill has gone up tenfold at
Jeez,
least.
Tenfold. Mine is at 9. Mine's at 10.
And to avoid bodily pains, finally, for the first time in 5 years, I started to weight train consistently.
Jeez.
And I could see the effects on my body right away after like 5 workouts. Shit.
And now that shit's all gone. Gym shut down.
Oh man, yeah, I'm impacted.
Yeah,
I'm definitely impacted. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm super impacted by this. But like you said, I mean, I hope traffic dies down to some extent.
Hope so.
I mean, that'll be a decent little trade-off. I'll take that, I suppose. Otherwise, shit. I mean, that's been the impact of the week.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it. That's all we're looking at all week. These numbers just steadily rise and rise.
And they are gonna surpass 1,000. So in Ontario we have upward 900 cases. Is that per day? 900.
Well, it was 900 on Thursday. Technically, Friday was 800. Saturday. Friday was 900. Today was 800. Saturday was 800.
Some projections said it would go up to 1,000 plus.
They say if we didn't change.
If we didn't modify?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see what happens now that we've modified this.
But there's also still a number of backlog tests.
That's the thing.
And I think maybe, I don't know, but I think they said that based on the backlogged tests,
we're going to go over 1,000.
The number will for some point. But maybe, like you said, with modifying it, and the active cases go down, the backlog comes in, it's still...
fear people.
Sticks under that number, I suppose, but...
Yeah, I'm just happy we haven't hit 1,000 in Ontario. I know it's like, it seems like a minor goal, but it's kind of like something I feel like, we're still kind of, we're not like Florida that's hitting 20,000 a day.
Our number, the whole country's numbers are nowhere close to Florida's.
Miami, I know, so off topic, we'll end it with this. Supposedly Miami Dolphins are allowing a full capacity stadium.
I couldn't believe that.
I'm like, yo, you guys are dumb.
I couldn't believe that. Like,
you guys are a hot spot.
I wasn't surprised because Florida been, hey, just keep going. Just keep going.
Act like nothing's happening in the world.
Push the economy.
Crazy.
Keep going. But they did say they're going to stick to what, 13? 16?
Did they? I just saw the headline.
I think they said for one game they're going to stick to 13,000 or whatever.
These guys are wild.
Capacity or whatever their limited capacity version is.
That's crazy, man.
Yo, in a week and a half, you're going to see 63,000
in one state, fam.
In one stadium.
Downtown USA, man.
They're dirty air, dog. That's crazy. Let's get into the show, though,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Music potpourri, of course, the bulk of the show. I haven't really summarized music potpourri in a while. What you're gonna get, of course, is the latest and greatest news.
News.
Information that is going on in hip hop, information that is going on in R&B,
BBB.
information that's going on in the culture.
Culture.
Obviously. Beyond that, we sometimes give you a keep it or leak it section. That would be a section in which we mention something that may be coming, that might coming, that's rumored to come, and we'll ask you, do you want to keep that? As in, nah, we're cool. We don't want to see that.
Nah, keep that shit in the vault.
Or do you want to leak that? Something that we want to leaked, we want to see it, we want to hear it, etc. From there, we go on to our shout-outs, a chance to highlight some black excellence. A little cheat code.
I see that. I was like, yo, that's a good one.
Yeah, I was like
that's a good one. We will always have a shout-out section going forward.
I was like,
Back home smoking
meditating.
and I was like, yo, how am I going to find some shout-outs? Like, what really happened? I'm like, black excellence.
Ding, 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 ding.
That was it.
List, your choice.
That was it. You pick from there. From there, of course, we get into new music, not only letting you know what has come out for the week as best as we can, as inclusive as we can, although we missed some projects, but also the projects that we actually listen to. And then from there, we let you know in general what is in our rotation, whether it is some of the newer music, whether it is, something that came out only a few weeks ago, something from earlier this year, something from a few years ago, old school record, a throwback, whatever it may be. We're going to let you know what's in our rotation, and maybe it will sort of spark some interest on your end. So let's start with the first section, the sort of news section, for lack of a better word. Somehow this gentleman, I can't say gentleman, this guy,
Imagine you called him a man.
Has made it onto our show again. Tory Lanez.
When will he not be here?
Tory Lanez. So in the Broken Records segment of the week, we got Tory Lanez, Daystar, Aiton. What's his name?
Is it Aiton?
Something. Daystar
Not
something.
Aiton.
I was thinking like DeAndre Ayton.
I figured that's where you're going with D when you sit with the D.
So Daystar Peterson.
Yeah, there we go, because his thing was Mr. Peterson, his mixtapes.
So Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
He has been charged at this point with shooting Meg Thee Stallion. I don't remember the exact description of the charges. I'm just trying to scroll quickly
shooting Meg Thee Stallion.
But we don't want to spend time on this at all.
He is, though, still sticking to his innocence.
He is. And then that is important to note that he's still sticking to it. He has
let him do.
Replied a few times via Instagram to kind of say, like, don't worry, the truth will come. Like, thank you, fans, for sticking with me, yada, yada, yada. So it is important to mention that you're correct. So I guess the only amount of time that we'll spend on this segment is he's facing 23 years?
22.
22.
Wait, 23 doesn't make a difference.
22. Okay, so
at that point, it's a long time.
22. Let's say 23 is Michael Jordan. So
we ain't comparing Tory Lanez to Michael Jordan.
So let's say 23. You know the justice system.
Yep.
You know what he's saying, or at least his ambiguity. And you know the way shit works. How many years do you think he's serving of that 23-year?
6-month probation.
Okay. I was actually thinking 90-day probation.
I thought you were saying 3 years.
No, I
better. I said 6 months. So
yeah, we are thinking along the same lines. I don't think he'll face any time.
Slap on the wrist.
I don't think he'll face time. I think he might face, not a fine, but like
he will definitely have fine.
Bail,
some community
bond, whatever,
service,
something that costs
community
him
hours,
$500,000 community
exactly.
hours, house arrest maybe.
Nah, I don't see that. That's like down near prison, just not in prison. I think probation is what they'll give him.
True. Yeah. For a short amount of time.
Yeah, as minimal as possible.
We know how the system works.
It is it's bad to say it is what it is, but you know what I'm trying to mean when I say it's
we know
horrible.
What lawyers can provide, and you're playing the game of ambiguity.
Exactly. The only good part about him getting charged now, we get to hear his part of the story.
Yes.
Not saying that I need to hear it, but again, just I would like to hear what because he's claiming that something's missing.
Yes.
So let's hear it.
So I would like to hear what he has to say.
There we go. Exactly.
Out of a curiosity. But let's move on.
Yes, done with Tory Lanez.
Don't do that. We've spent a lot of time on
we really have, unnecessarily.
This past few weeks for sure. So okay, So we're gonna move on to Big Draco, Soulja Boy, aka Draco. He tweeted.
Who got a bigger comeback than Draco?
Yeah, I do have a.
Who got a bigger
Soulja
comeback
Boy.
than Soulja Boy?
Did I remove it?
No, I think you kept it.
Stop playing with me.
I have that one.
Oh,
Stop playing with me.
I think you did.
Stop playing with me.
And then
who had a better
remember,
comeback?
because we said we didn't need it.
Who has a better comeback than
And then we
Soulja Boy?
needed it. Wow.
And then does he have the
See?
Drake? The boy who's hiding the cat from the kids from the world. Do you have
Um,
that one? Did we delete that one?
We did.
Damn, we deleted all the Draco ones.
Holy.
Damn, Big Draco. We're sleeping
I'm
on
upset. 50,000 on my head is disrespect.
But no, Big Draco tweeted, "I really changed the whole music industry."
This guy kills me.
That's crazy. I do want to ask, how valid is that statement when you hear it from Soulja Boy?
I wouldn't say he changed the whole industry, but he definitely had a impact and a push of the industry. We put it that way.
So I've been asking myself this question for a little bit. I think it's been kind of mutually agreed upon for the last few years, at least maybe the last 3 or 4 years, that yes, Soulja Boy did in fact make a very large impact.
Yes.
Or had a large influence on shaping
the industry.
The industry today.
Mm-hmm.
What I've asked myself, and I'm not taking anything away from Soulja Boy, but what I've asked myself is like, how much of it is you influencing it versus you being around, albeit in a prominent way, during an influential era.
And that is why I don't want to give him all that credit. Saying he's the only one that moved it, because he didn't make he was a big influence. But
Did he create ringtone? Not create, but was he responsible for ringtone rap? Is my question.
He was not responsible for 100%. It would have happened no matter what. He was just one of the forefathers, I guess.
Let's say there's TikTok rap, right?
Yes.
So the way that there's TikTok rap, the way that has changed, the way that people like DaBaby have changed their sound to really take off in the TikTok sound and era. Let's do that go that transition.
And that's what I mean. Like,
so is he just a DaBaby?
Yes.
We look in 20 years from now, like, yo, DaBaby really changed the game, dog.
Yeah, definitely. He didn't change the game. He was just he was just influential in this section of whatever rap is right now.
Yeah.
So he's just influential in this TikTok rap, but like he's not like changing the game.
I do think about that. I mean, again, I don't know the answer to that. It's something that I think about. Was it really him, or was he just a DaBaby in the TikTok era?
I think it was a little bit of both.
I do think it was a little bit.
Like, don't let me discredit him. Like, I don't want to sound like I do think he was influential, but not enough like he thinks he was. Like, he didn't move a mountain, you know. He was just kind of like I don't know how to explain. He was like a lake to a pond, or a pond to a lake.
I get what you mean. I mean, I don't know what the reference. I don't know how to visualize the reference at all.
Something smaller in a bigger pool.
Everything we've been saying up until this point, I completely get it. Somebody did tweet just to kind of get a little bit more information about this in terms of his potential influence. Soulja Boy said he did a lot for music, which I agree with wholeheartedly. I also want him to say that he did a lot for fashion too. So this image that I'm looking at here is like Pharrell, Lil Wayne, kind of the Bape era, like the, you know, long, not to say long t-shirts, but you know, the Bape era, man.
Yeah,
you know the Bape era.
I know the Bape era.
So basically, she wants to give a lot of credit to Soulja Boy for that as well.
No.
She said his impact on Southern black style plus trends in the early to mid 2000s is major. The SpongeBob plus Superman pajama backpacks and his Bape. I'm just
gonna stop you there, because she read the timeline around early to mid 2000s. We're giving Soulja Boy credit. Soulja Boy didn't blow up to like 2005, 2006.
Okay.
He was not blowing up in the early 2000s. Like, and he literally blew up because of Soulja Boy up in there. That's literally the song that blew him up. So he wasn't buzzing before then. He wasn't nothing. There was no Soulja Boy. And only it was 2007 or 2008. I remember because we were dancing that at camp.
Say mid to late.
But he didn't influence nothing. Like, nothing he did was original. He was wearing extra big clothes. Come on, that was a style back then.
Because we were around during that era.
Yes.
That was technically our era.
I didn't look at Soulja Boy and say, damn, Soulja Boy dressed so fly. Never once did I see what I'm saying. Like, you see Soulja Boy at a award show, like, damn, that's a sick ass, whatever. So they can know.
I do think about, and again, I really don't want to take away anything from him, but
No, not fashion. Not in the fashion. In the fashion part, take everything away. He didn't do none in fashion.
He has to take everything away.
But musically,
I will say I am ignorant technically to Southern Black style. I mean, obviously here we can say no.
Are.
So I will give benefit of the doubt very much in that way. But I mean, again, I think you already phrased it perfectly, like a lake to a pond. Or some shit, I don't know what that shit means.
What's a pond to a lake?
Again, like,
what's a lake to a bond reliever?
I really do think that, and let me give you that. But no, I really do think, again, like, that's a perfect example. I've said it a few times. The baby in the TikTok era.
That is a good way to put it.
Because we might look at the baby 10 years, 20, or 15 years
15,
from now.
Yeah, 15.
And say, yo, this guy really changed the game, dog, when you think about it. Everything is just sudden now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Or maybe I'm limiting it. Because, again, like, he did kind of push ringtone rap, like making them for ringtones, you know, for that
like cashy
per unit
30
purchase
seconds
type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Big whole song for 30 seconds.
It's interesting. It's interesting to think about.
It is.
I want to know what the listeners think on our YouTube comments. We should do that more on our YouTube comments.
Yes, comment down there,
down below. You want to check that out and
let us know.
Let us know. Somehow that rhymed. So let's move on.
Swae Lee.
Swae Lee. I wanted to pull up a list.
I've not seen anything about it. I just saw the title and that's it.
And that's why I wanted to leave it ambiguous.
Let me see.
So I'll let you react. Is. I'll let you read it and react.
Swae Lee says he's down for Rae Sremmurd. Oh, okay. I'm down for
the audience
this
as well. For the
audience, I'm down for this. Let me read this out. Swae Lee says he's down for Rae Sremmurd. I can never say that. And Migos versus. Jeez.
So Rae Sremmurd versus the Migos. First of all, would this be a battle? Obviously, I can tell by your reaction, but
this would be a battle.
Ask the listeners, would this be a battle that you want to see?
Yes. This is like one of the few verses. Actually, probably the only verse I'll turn into. Like I'll set an alarm clock and make sure I watch.
You know what's funny? Off first instinct, who you going with? Because I would say Rae Sremmurd.
Rae Sremmurd has
low key.
Rae Sremmurd has hits, man. Rae Sremmurd is one of my favorites, and they have hits.
I wanted to pull up a list. I wish I had one, but
I think Migos have hits, low key.
Migos has hits.
Like they have like the club. Like they both have club hits.
Quavo posted on Instagram, so if you want to check that out, nothing too crazy, but it looks like they're all together. I don't know if that's an old video or a new video, but Quavo says in that video, Swae don't want that smoke.
Jeez.
Swae don't want that smoke. First of all, I like that obviously we know their character enough to kind of know they're game for that.
Exactly.
But I do like that they're kind of pushing it to almost put the pressure. Like, okay,
I like that.
Let's make a little modern one.
I do want to see this.
We've been going with idols.
Exactly. Let's do something for the youngins.
Let's go with people from 6 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens there.
Ooh, that would be a big ass battle.
That would be a battle though. I really want to see who wins that. I wish I had a list though, man, because I would really want to have that conversation.
Bar for like song for song, that 20 song, that's gonna be hard.
I'd really want to have that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, man. Rae Sremmurd has hits.
That's a good battle. Speaking of
hits,
Quavo.
Hits.
We're gonna talk about
Saweetie.
Everyone's favorite female rapper.
She was in the news twice today.
A woman's rapper. Let me correct myself.
She's in the news for a lot of things recently, actually.
For what?
The cup challenge. You see that one?
No.
Where it's like you have to like
cup.
Then there's the icy one. You saw icy Glacier Boy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I thought it was one of those, but I don't think it's actually that.
The snowflake emoji.
Yeah.
You so icy. I'm a Glacier Boy.
Yeah. So stuck.
And then he bought her a Birkin bag. So shout out to all the women who say, okay, next you're supposed to buy me a bag.
Nah. Buy your bag. Buy your Walmart bag.
Dead. I saw somebody that posted a pic of a Burger King bag. And they scratched out the GER in burger
And then the G
and
and
the
King?
NG in King.
Birkin.
Or no, and the G in King.
So it's Birkin.
So it said,
I'm
give her this
dying.
Birkin back. I was
Ew,
dying.
it's Birkin.
I was fucking dying. But
What's Saweetie do, man?
so Saweetie had a clip on Twitter. It's about a 20-second clip. Her and her mother are in it. She's in the pool, looking great. And not to say she's dressed weirdly,
my bad.
but it's okay. Not to say she's dressed in any provocative way, but I'll play the clip.
Hey, where's the rest of your outfit?
So mom says, where's the rest of your outfit?
I'm
Wait,
dead.
what's the name she called it?
Hey, where's the rest of your outfit? Mom, she ain't been on the icy life yet, but it's my mom. And she act like she ain't used to be wearing this back in her day, okay?
Oh, damn. That's Saweetie's mom?
That's Saweetie's mom, video vixen from a few music videos. Nelly, Ride With Me, DMX. What was it? What these women want from me?
Ooh, okay.
And it's funny because it's like I remember Saweetie's mom, and that sounds nuts to say.
That's
As
crazy.
I was watching music videos I shouldn't have been watching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now we have.
But we're not taking it in that time. Like, that's Saweetie's
Yeah, you
mom.
really are not taking that in, and it makes a lot more sense as to why Saweetie is who Saweetie is,
Makes sense.
and it just shows you that in this game, everything's connections, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's on nepotism everywhere. It was nepotism till we die.
Everything is nepotism.
If you don't know someone, don't get involved.
That's insane, yo. Come on. But yeah, no, Saweetie fun fact is really what we wanted to end that kind of news segment with. So let's get right into the shout outs at that point. First shout out.
Oh, shout outs! I was reading the shout outs.
Get a little bit of applause there. First shout out is in order. This one I put actually last week, so I low-key don't remember. To Kerby Jean-Raymond. Kerby Jean-Raymond. Why
Felton.
are we shouting out Kerby Jean-Raymond? Oh yeah, he has been appointed the global creator director of Reebok. Let me first give that a round of applause.
Round of applause. Shawty, make that ass clap. That's
I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
That's alluding to.
That's alluding to something coming up soon.
Holy, I've
I've died. That song, that song is like it's hype for some reason.
Oh my god, I love that era of music. So if we don't know who Kerby Jean-Raymond is,
Felton.
he is the singular force, as described in this magazine here. The singular force behind his own label, Pierre Moss.
Oh shit, I've heard
So
of
you
Pierre
have
Moss
heard
before.
Pierre Moss, of course, the brand.
Shout out to Kerby. I'm assuming he's
and
a black
now
guy.
He is a
Black man.
gentleman.
He's a guy, a black man.
And again, he has been named the global creative director of Reebok. So again, applause to that.
Hopefully, get some fire ass kicks, some fire ass designs.
I low-key like this hashtag Black Excellence method. It's really like
It is, right?
it's better. Like we were saying, it's better than giving it to Drake for another platinum.
And another platinum album.
Come on, man.
Speaking of which, actually, I had to talk about Travis Scott at the end of this segment really quickly.
So is it shout out related?
Kinda something he did. You want to just throw it in now? Okay.
Yeah.
So he got number one for In the Room. Oh, sorry, In the Room. Wow, what's that song?
Highest
came out?
in the Room.
No, not Highest in the Room. The one that just came out with Young Thug and MIA.
I don't know that.
Well, he just came out with a song and he got number one. And because now this week was the week Billboard stopped counting those bundles and all that bullshit. But you know what his team did? His team just abused the system.
Of course.
His team started coming out with these limited edition, like, oh, the instrumental only. Limited edition can only be sold on my website, 69 cents.
Wow.
Add on to your purchase of my shirts. And when it's that cheap, we're going to be like, yo, limited edition, instrumental. It's now only going to be out between these hours. He did like a few limited editions, like this limited edition, that limited edition.
I respect it.
And that's why when it said like copies sold, it said he sold like almost, I think, 50,000
Extra?
hard copy CDs.
Oh,
Or not, or
the
digital sales, sorry.
Yeah.
Because of all those, not remixes, because of all those instrumentals he kept on dropping. And I'm like, you know what? You beat the system, man.
Well,
Like,
shout out to Travis Scott.
I don't know if it's a shout out, but you beat the system. I like when people see the rules and then go around it. So
Okay. You were alluding to something a little earlier.
Round of applause. Shawty, make that ass clap.
Yo, I love that song, man. For real.
Drake's verse
So,
kills me.
we are going to give a shout out and good for him because I think the last time he was in the news, it was a no shout out, if I'm not mistaken. I just don't remember what he did. I was thinking to myself, I was like, didn't he do something?
It was a shout out, but we said we need to see him put his money or put the action where his mouth is.
Maybe before
he
that,
said he was going
or
to do
maybe after
something.
that.
Oh, I remember saying he was going to do something, and I remember me saying,
I mean, we don't have a no shout out section, but I remember that there's something that he did or said that was no shout out worthy.
Oh.
But okay, so
when he said there was no racism in Canada.
Did you say it recently?
That was like last year though.
Way back. Anyways, we're gonna give a shout out to Waka Flocka Flame. I guess technically you can call him Dr. Waka Flocka Flame because he receives his honorary doctorate degree in philanthropy and humanitarianism.
Damn. How many years you study for that?
I don't know, but I couldn't find which school he did it with, but either way, I mean, to get your doctorate to now be, referred to as a doctor, technically, that's a big look. So you want to give an applause to that.
But it's an honorary.
Nonetheless.
No, actually, I looked into it a few years ago. Don't get me wrong.
Medical doctors hate when...
Yeah, like
fair.
there's certain professions that are like, make sure you say the honor so we know, like...
That's fair.
You didn't, like... No, you didn't put in the work, but like you were in these library streets
but
with us.
I don't look at the term doctor as one value, and I guess that's the way I look at it. No, I'm not saying.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Justified.
It's just the doctorates. They want that honorary before, just because they know that we were in these libraries for hours putting in the work, and not saying because it's philanthropy, which means he's doing good shit. He's doing good work. So I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it.
No, of course.
I'm just making a joke, and I don't really care, to be honest. Good on Waka Flocka for getting it.
certain doctorate holders view honorary doctorate holders. I think that's important to mention. But nonetheless, you are correct. Waka Flocka Flame receives his honorary doctorate degree.
Well, you are right. He is a doctor.
As I mentioned, in philanthropy and humanitarianism, and technically, like I said, Dr. Waka Flocka Flame. Salute to that. Again, applause. Something really interesting I was reading from that article mentioned, so there's a few people that, it congratulated him and whatnot. I just want to find it here. Way at. Looked a lot different on my phone. Okay, it said several fellow entertainers like Mike Will Made It, Jacquees, and more flooded Waka Flocka's comment section to applaud the rapper, but Lil Yachty took things a step further by posting a congratulatory video on his Instagram in Waka's honor. He said, I'm not going to... Well, I guess I might play the video. I've never played it before, and it's only a minute.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I just woke up, Bo here. I just want to give a big congratulations to Waka Flocka. He just got his doctors today. I think that's some shit that we need to celebrate in the hip-hop community because that's not a normal thing, but that's an amazing thing. Black man getting his doctor's degree with the career in field, starting as a rapper, not just an artist, but rapper. Now people look frown upon on rappers and hip hop, and they talk down on them. And they, regardless if we got money or not, they try to treat us like we still less than, So that's a big thing. I want to give a big congratulations to Waka Flocka. I've always wanted to go back to school and get my degree, let alone a doctor's degree. But just to get my master's, and that was very inspiring to me as a black man. So big congratulations to Waka Flocka and his doctors. And I need to see more blogs. Need to post that, man. You want to post everything else? This is big. We need to post that shit, man. Let's celebrate that.
So I I appreciated that from Lil Yachty. We talk often about how important representation is and how much it does matter. And we see a direct representation of that. Lil Yachty, an artist, a rapper, sees an artist, a rapper, receive his doctorate and say, that's super dope. I've always wanted to go back to school, but this is my push now. You know what I'm saying? And
not the same thing,
he wants to push for celebrating that more. So that's a big look from him. I wanted to make sure we really highlighted that. So I'm glad the video highlighted it as much as the article did, because I only read the article at first. I was like, I ain't watch this video. But I know that salute to Lil Yachty as well for mentioning that. But let's move on to the third shout out.
Third shout out of the day.
Third shout out is in order to Walter Mosley. A little delay here because I didn't click the link yet.
Walter Mosley.
Walter Mosley. Walter Mosley is getting this shout out because Walter Mosley will be the first black person ever.
Wow.
First of all, they're saying that in 2020, which is nuts. And yes, he did say wow at first. Wow. But yeah, no, Walter Mosley will be the first black person ever to receive a National Book Lifetime Achievement Award. He's a best-selling author, he's a diversity advocate, and he is a mentor of disadvantaged students.
Shout out to Walter Mosley,
is
man.
Hashtag black
That
excellence.
definitely is.
And that's what the post said. Hashtag that is black. Hashtag black excellence.
This guy took that exactly out of the post.
I was like, okay.
That's a good line.
But again, I think it's something that we're not really exposed to. You know, in the words of Lil Yachty, in a lot of ways. You know, we don't see these things, right?
You don't. This should be on every blog post, but they're not.
We see the jokes on Twitter. We see the jokes on the meme. Like you said, you go to Instagram for what? The memes.
The memes.
Right?
I wouldn't mind seeing this, though. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind seeing a
saying.
Walter Mosley and a Waka Flocka Flame.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and a Kerby Jean
if we can use,
Felton.
If we can use the shout out section to almost take more of that direction, I'm down.
I'm down for that too, man.
100%.
Some people doing amazing things in these streets.
It helps us. It helps y'all. So why wouldn't we?
Why
do
not?
That? Let's move on though. Let's move on to that new music.
New music.
We got a lot of new music. Obviously, last week we didn't get an opportunity to get into new music. We'll touch on some of those projects without going too long of a show here. We don't want you to be musically exhausted. But we are going to put precedent on this week.
Sure.
So in our usual fashion, of course, let's announce what has come out for the week, and then we'll get into what we actually listened to.
You want me to start this one?
Yeah, please.
Reason with New Beginnings. Headie One with Edna. Famous Dex, Diana. These are albums, by the way. Paul Wall with Subculture. G Electronica with Act 2, the Patent of Nobility.
Yeah, that was technically an older release, I think from 2012 or some shit.
Oh, okay.
14 maybe. And it was released on, it leaked first, and then it was on Tidal only, and then you can find it on SoundCloud as well.
Okay, but not on Spotify or Apple
Not
Music.
on Spotify, and I'm not sure about Apple Music, I assume though.
Okay, Ritz, Perfect Picture, Papoose, Endangered Species, various artists, Reprise, a Rocnation album, Trey Songz, Back Home, Block Boy JB, Fat Boy, and new to streaming, two Mariah Carey albums, The Rarities and Heartbreaker.
That is it, yeah. I was like, I'm looking like, hold on, I don't see nothing else.
There is nothing else. I don't think so.
That's it.
Singles?
I don't think you mentioned Terrace, because I listened to it. The Terrace Martin, Kamari Washington,
I didn't.
Robert Glasper, A Ninth Wonder, Dinner Party, Dessert. I'll speak a little bit about that one when we get there. And then, okay, in terms of some singles then, so we have Anderson .Paak with Jewels. 070 Shake with History. Cupcake with Restaurant with Elephant.
Cupcake Rest. Can't lie, when you said restaurant, I was never. I don't know. I skipped that line. But I was like, yeah, restaurant seems right.
I don't even know how I saw that.
Restaurant.
Like, it's not near here.
There's a P. There's a P in there and an H. There's no R.
Okay, Benny the Butcher, Timeless, featuring Lil Wayne and Big Sean.
Franchise. That song I was talking about. That Travis Scott went #1.
Yes. The franchise remix came out with Future, Young Thug, and MIA, like you said.
Benny the Butcher. Did you say that one?
Yes, Benny the Butcher, Timeless, featuring Lil Wayne and Big Sean. St. John came out with Gorgeous. Victoria Monet came out with the Touch Me remix featuring Kalani. Let me download that right
Touch
now.
Me.
Hold on.
Chip came out with Flowers, the Stormzy diss. Comethazine came out with Jerk Jeter. Lil Wayne came out with NFL featuring Grocery Bag and Hood Baby. Grocery Bag, wow. King Von came out with I Am What I Am featuring Fivio Foreign. Ice JJ Fish made his comeback with Gave my life to God. Oh, damn. So
Oh yeah, he went church. He went a church direction, if I'm not mistaken.
He's religious now, so shout out to him. Trippie Redd with Sleepy Hollow. Lil Tracy, Designer Talk featuring Lil Keed. Jhené Aiko, Vote.
Probably some spoken word. I wouldn't be surprised.
Casey Veggies, Moonwalking.
Your girl.
Juicy J, Loaded Up featuring Anelli Chapa. They Losing Focus featuring Wale. I want to listen to that, but I forgot. And Preem and Popcorn with Comfortable featuring Davido.
Did you say your guy Trippie Redd?
Oh, Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ASAP 12V, Powerpuff Girls.
Yo.
Shofu, You've Been a Fool.
Shofu.
Tech 9 with I Don't Give a Foe.
Tech 9. I missed that one. Oh. Craig Zen.
Masego and Shanisa with Silver Tongue Devil. And Goody Mob with Are You Ready featuring Chuck D. But yeah, that pretty much covers this week in that
Shanisha.
case. Let's get into what we listened to. How many projects this week did you listen to?
This week, none. I didn't listen to any this week.
Okay, it's all me then. I don't want to give you guys music exhaustion, so let's go through this. We're gonna start with Reason, New Beginnings. This one was 14 songs at 47 minutes. In a lot of ways, highly anticipated for me.
Yes,
right? I've been talking.
You've
about
talked
Reason,
about it,
of course, since his first album, There You Have It, came out. Just being introduced to him, obviously, him appearing on a lot of Dreamville records, JID records, things like that. Him having his kind of one-time features here and there, and just waiting on, what is this album going to sound like now that he's taken under the wing of
Was
TDE?
this his debut album?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. And I don't know. Maybe not. It could be Megan Fever. I don't know.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a project as far as I go.
Is it your first project from him?
No, because he had that project from 2018. There you have it.
Oh, yes, I remember.
But I thought he had already made that prior to being signed, and then when he got signed, they just released it.
That does happen a lot, though.
Yeah.
So they might have done that.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like that. So I'm thinking TDE effect now. I've heard these features. I've heard these Dreamville records.
That's
He's
true.
coming crazy. I listened to track 1. That one's called Something More. Felt very on brand. I was like, this feels like
Reason.
a continuation of Reason from his previous album.
There
from
we
what I
go.
listened to. So clearly he has an established album sound, which I really like. And then we move on to the next 2 tracks, and immediately they sound like Schoolboy Q type tracks. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's not bad.
That's not a bad thing at all.
It just hits you with the whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming, but.
So let me play the 4 or 5 seconds of each of those records. Track 2 is called Stories I Forgot.
Stories I forgot.
We ain't missed. We ain't both y'all. Keisha, I done missed ya.
And that's not his sound, I'm assuming.
Not that I thought.
Okay.
I wasn't used to it.
Right?
Right? And then
Because that does sound like Schoolboy Q a lot.
and then track 3 is called Pop Shit featuring Schoolboy Q.
Wait, ride with my block, ride with my steez. Pop shit, I ain't need help, I got the keys. Locksmith, fuck.
Yeah.
I can see Schoolboy Q in that.
Ride with my block, ride.
I'm gonna get a Schoolboy Q.
Ride for my tears, white. Die for my block, rise in that pot. Led to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Schoolboy Q type records, I was like, let me just continue on with the album itself, I guess. Track 6, I do really like that one. It's called I Can Make It, featuring Rhapsody. So real good Rhapsody verse on there. Track 8, I really liked. That one's called Slow Down. I feel like it's one of maybe the better records on the album. It's featuring an artist named Alameda, who sounds really great on this record. And I'll conclude it at some point, but I feel like this type of record is where I want Reason to be. So I'll play a few seconds of that.
It's that part of my deepest fears that's growing near. They call that feeling karma. I'd have to be a father. And look at how I did all these bitches. Women all throughout my life.
I feel like he's more there. Like, that's kind of, to me, what his best sound is. I'm not saying he should stay there. I'm not saying
it's just saying what you prefer. You're allowed to say what you prefer.
Exactly. I'm just saying I feel like he maybe sounds best in that pocket. He has a track 11 called Extinct. That one features Isaiah Rashad and JID. Very smooth record. It's didn't blow me away or nothing like that. I feel like they have really good synergy. Obviously, we've seen Reason and JID work together often with one another. Isaiah Rashad part of the label as well. Isaiah Rashad, I think, has worked with JID and all of Dreamville in a lot of ways, and Spillage Village and things like that. I could be wrong, but that synergy is there. I liked it because the features, obviously. I mean, you're gonna have JID on there, and just to speak to all the features on this album: Schoolboy Q, Rhapsody, Alameda, Ab-Soul, Vince Staples, Isaiah Rashad, JID, and Mariba.
So no Kendrick.
No Kendrick.
Okay.
Although, if I'm not mistaken, track 4.
Shows that.
It's a sample though, right?
Has the Kendrick wait.
It's a sample though. Like I want like a Kendrick in the booth. Kendrick actually.
For all we know, Kendrick came by. Wait. Hold on.
You're not wrong though. You're not wrong.
He did that for the Dreamville album.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Just come to the studio,
and he wasn't credited as a feature.
Yeah, just come to the studio, but yo, what's up? And then he put that in the song.
For all we know, he's the guy that's just there. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
But yeah, track 11 is called Extinct.
Niggas elevate, they pimp. My new chick always say she ain't no basic bitch. Will tell me why we always argue over basic shit. That's crazy. 2020 we can burn.
Just a smooth record.
Hey.
And I mean, I'll kind of wrap up the album with this. There's a track called Windows Cry.
Damn.
Really good exit track. It's the last track on the album. Super introspective song. I'm not gonna say all of the lyrics, but basically it's along the lines of like, okay, you're gonna, where should I start? Okay, so he's talking about basically getting signed to the label.
Yep.
How like you've seen contracts, you've seen how they work. They only care about the money. Nigga, screw your vision.
Yep.
That shit's so fucking screwed up. Now you're screwed up in it. As an example, they got you sitting on the bench. Now you're gonna lose your listens.
Yep.
So he's getting really introspective on it. Let's see here. You're trying to grow as big as Dot. Trying to move your image. Now you got Dave pushing buttons, and you grew up with him. What else does he say here? He says something funny here. He said you got Top Son as one of your managers, and you don't know that nigga. if you have a problem with Top, who is he gonna ride for?
That's true.
His artist or his bro
or his son
or his son, you know what I'm saying? So getting really introspective on that. I like that he does that a few times. Like he did that on the Dreamville record as well. Remember when him and not Luke, him and who was it? I forgot who. Him and
Cause, yeah.
Him and Cause were kind of going,
Reason and Cause, yeah.
Playing that role, that villain role, almost within their label. So I like that he can make that type of really introspective record.
After you finish talking about Top, the next line, because I'm just reading what you put there.
Yeah.
It's like, who he's signing for? Wait, they're coming. Shh. That's funny.
Exactly. So it's almost like he's writing this. Yo,
they're coming.
Hold on, shh. You know what I'm saying? So I like that he can put himself and write from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? But really introspective song on there.
That's good.
I really enjoyed that one. What I will say about this album, if I am going to be a little critical of it, I would say I wasn't disappointed in it at all, but it did not meet my expectations.
Fair enough.
And again, I'm going to use typical words. It lacked a lot of cohesion.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't know where they were going with it. Like, it's one thing to have different sounds, and we'll discuss 21 later on. It's one thing to have different sounds within an album. It's another thing to lose the connectivity that the album provides.
You don't want
This just felt like a collection of songs, which I'm not mad at.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. You can do what you want.
But if you give me track 1, which sounded like it could be on there, you have it. If you give me the track with Rhapsody, you give me the track 8, the other introspective record, give me the JID record, give me the final track, which is another introspective record. He has a few more introspective ones on there. Not to say I only want him to sound like that, but if it was some kind of
cohesion in that sense.
In how it was performed, I think I would have liked it a lot better.
Fair enough.
This felt like, what this felt like? The Black Panther tape.
Kind of felt all over the place.
Really good,
over the place.
But it's not an album.
It's not. It just felt all over. It felt like you make a song, we'll put it all in one mixtape.
So it kind of felt like that, and obviously from a story album perspective, I still want to give it time to possibly connect the dots. Yeah. But, upon first 2-3 listens, it's not there in terms of the connections. That said, I enjoyed a lot of fucking records on here.
That's
I
good.
said, I handpicked out 5, 6, 7 records on here, and this is like a 12-song album, a 14-song album, I should say. Like, so I really enjoyed a lot of records on here, but I would say it didn't give me the album feel
that you
I was
were
hoping
expecting.
for, especially coming off of his first album.
Fair enough.
Right? So if I'm going to have to rate it in that case, I'm going to go with, that's interesting. I'm going to go with, let's go with 7.5 out of 10.
Ding, 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 ding.
7.5 out of 10,
guys.
Still a very solid listen.
You heard
I
that.
can't complain in any way, shape, or form. And that will be the album for sure that I spend the most time on, I promise. Second album I'm going to get into. Drink my water.
Drink some water. Drink some water.
Papoose came out
Water.
With
Papoose.
Endangered Species. 12
Okay.
songs, 35 minutes. Very interesting artwork. Looks like a VHS cover.
I didn't see this.
notice that first, but like it's literally the VHS outside of its packaging, so you can see the packaging.
Yeah.
And it together it makes a square, which is the album art.
Oh.
I was like, okay.
Okay, I see what you did there.
I appreciate it. So nice little VHS album artwork. I didn't love this at all, man. I'm sorry. I didn't love this album at all. He has a very interesting track on there that was like Bill Nye the Science Guy type. I'm not
Bill
dissing.
Nye the
I'm not
Science Guy.
dissing.
Bill.
but He had a track on there called the Body or something like that. I swear to God, if Bill Nye could spit.
That's how he would sound.
We are an endangered species. Coordination athletes, specifically the mobilization of your motor memory is seriously all accredited to your cerebellum's ability. Your thalamus is a router, this is what you need to know. So it's outdated and sensor where it needs to go. Hypothalamus is right above the roof of your mouth. Homeostasis is very important, no doubt. One of its functions is...
I'm dying because I can see the Bill Nye in that now. Like, I get it. I get what you're trying to say. Cause I'm feeling like, how you mean Bill Nye? Like, I don't get this.
That might be one of the worst beats I've ever heard in my life.
It's pretty bad. Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
Was there a drop in this beat at any time?
I think. I don't want to play too many
That's
records,
fine.
but I think it did. But for a lot, that was halfway through the track.
I feel like you need to be learning at that point. Like,
Oh yeah, I was paused. I was like, I'm really taking this in. Like, damn, okay, I'm learning.
That's funny.
I'm learning. Track 9 comes on. He has a track called Numerical Slaughter 2. So he came out obviously with a record called Numerical Slaughter a few years ago, which of course is a playoff of
I got one.
his classic Alphabetical Slaughter.
Yeah, two. I got two Glocks
And it's funny
on my
because if you
hop.
compare Numerical Slaughter to Alphabetical Slaughter, Numerical Slaughter is not Alphabetical Slaughter.
Nah, because Alphabetical Slaughter had something about the
is
A,
not,
B,
but
C.
Numerical Slaughter was still decent. When you hear, and this is going to kind of be my theme about listening to this album, when you hear Numerical Slaughter 2, you're like, this is not even Numerical Slaughter.
God damn.
It just, the album, and I don't even want to hate on it, but I feel like the album didn't really have that Papoose energy that I'm used to.
Is he signed? Because I'll say this could be one of those things people do just to get an album off
I
their
don't
quote
think so,
unquote deal.
because I know him and Remy talk business often, so I don't think he signed. Or
Because
if he is,
I know people do stuff like this. Say, let me just get an album. Like, I have a 3-album deal. I have one more album left.
I would
just
assume
gonna drop
he's in a favorable
half. Yeah.
partnership.
That's what I would think so too. but
distribution deal, maybe.
I'll try to give him an excuse for this album.
Yeah,
I guess I don't.
And again, not to say I didn't enjoy it, but what it kind of felt like to me, like, okay, it definitely felt like hip hop that's more geared towards an older audience.
Okay, makes
for
sense.
sure. I kind of put him at this point in his career in the same bucket as Lupe in a lot of ways. Like, you knew what Lupe was.
Yes.
And you remember what Lupe was.
So
and you
don't
remember how
forget.
great he was. And not to say he's not that, but you can't really make someone listen to Lupe today.
You can't. I know what you're saying.
You have to get it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Like,
and that's how I felt about this. It was like, this is not going to be what I show anyone to say, yo,
this Papoose is sick.
It sounded a lot more reserved. Don't get me wrong. It sounded a lot more grown man as a result. Like I said, it is hip hop for an older audience for sure. But I didn't particularly enjoy it.
Okay.
I didn't dislike it. I didn't think it was bad. His lyrics are good. He's spitting decently.
Still a good writer.
Still a good performer.
Just one of
more
those.
grown man stuff, more grown man topics. it just didn't interest me. It's like when you watch a show, like I was watching Fargo, and I'm like, I'm cool without Fargo.
Yeah, I
like,
think I watched like half a first episode. I'm like, yeah, nah.
Like, I'm sure
good.
this is not a bad show, but I'm cool
I'm good without
Fargo.
it. Yeah,
like I can do without, and that's how I feel about this project in a lot of ways. I wouldn't really have a rating on it.
Fair enough.
Listen if you're a Papoose fan. If you're exploring Papoose for the first time,
don't
listen to his
skip
old
this.
stuff. Listen to his old stuff. Headie One, Edna.
Yes.
I didn't prepare any notes for this at all. I wouldn't know how to describe it, and I don't want to make a fool out of myself when describing music that's in a genre that I'm unfamiliar in.
Fair enough.
So what I will say was that I enjoyed it.
Okay, that's what I did. You like it?
No, I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Okay, I'm gonna download it.
There were some drill type of songs on there, so you can appreciate that. But there was other songs that
sounded different.
That sounded more Drake-esque.
Okay.
And obviously, Headie One had a track with Drake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Was that on the album? That song with Drake?
I don't know. I don't listen to the full thing. I think it was like 20 songs at 63 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But I did listen to a good 11, 12 for them.
Okay, and you enjoyed it. Nice.
It was smooth. It wasn't quite like what's my guy's name?
J Hus.
J Hus. It wasn't quite J Hus smooth, but it was decent.
Okay,
it was good. And again, more lyrical in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he is more lyrical.
More drill in a lot of ways.
Yep, that is his sound.
And his sound also is almost like he sneaks in, like he'll sneak in the rhyme. Like you got to really be listening.
Okay.
Really catch
I
what
like
he's
that.
saying.
So
I liked it.
Makes it playback.
I definitely want to give it a few more listens.
Good, nice.
And Water Break.
Terrace Martin, Kamari Washington, Robert Glasper.
That one is only going to take 30 seconds to talk about. This one's called Dinner Party Dessert. And the reason why it's going to take 30 seconds to talk about is because, first of all, it's 7 songs at 20 minutes. Second of all, a few months ago, they came out with a project called Dinner Party. And I feel like it's the same records for some reason. I feel like I'm tripping out. I feel like maybe out of the 7 of these songs, 5 of them I've heard before.
You probably have.
I'm sure I have almost at this point. But what I will say is that it is as described, dinner party and dessert. Because what I was picturing myself at a convention, at a black convention, I should say.
Yes.
That jazzy type of hip hop, older man hip hop, not even grown man,
old man hip hop.
Old man hip hop. More like I said, jazz influence type of hip hop. You can see that's where someone like a Robert Glasper will come from. In terms of that influence, Ninth Wonder even in a lot of ways, uses a lot of jazz influence in his records. And you know what it felt like? Again, I made the comparison in the past with different type of music, but still gives that feel. Again, it's that concert analogy when you're in between concert sets, in between the first act and people getting in.
Yeah.
That music that's playing.
That no one's paying attention to,
it's
but
dinner
like
party
it's kind of
dessert.
hard. It's kind of sick.
It's dinner party dessert.
Okay, I get that.
So it's one of those projects. Listen to that. I definitely would recommend listening to that. Very enjoyable for sure. Short, congestible project at 7 songs, 20 minutes. Very enjoyable listen. Highly recommended.
Reprise.
Okay. So then final album this week I'll talk about is one that snuck up on me. This one is Reprise, a Rocnation album, of course, by various artists. And various artists, this is 11 songs at 35 minutes.
Okay.
Let me just look for it here because when I was looking for it, I was struggling.
It's not on Spotify, right?
It is on Spotify. It's hard to find various artists' albums.
Yeah, you have to search the actual album.
Yeah, it's not easy. And I'm bad at finding albums. So I was listening to it and I got cheesed because I got halfway through track number 1 and Buddy's verse was on. And I'll talk about the features very shortly. Buddy's verse was on. And I'm listening and I'm like, I don't give a... And I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, you downloaded the clean version.
Maybe he's just... Yes. Download the clean version.
I hate that.
I think the word shit is the word that makes me... realize the most.
Because I'm like, yo, it's not even that bad of a word, man.
I'm like, wait, this is clean.
It's like, I don't give about you. I'm like, yo, it's fam. I don't give a about you. I'm like, yo, fam, it's shit. It's okay.
Shit. It's okay.
It's okay.
I wish there was an option to turn clean versions off.
I know, right? Don't
sure
show
some
me.
kind of parental guidance to turn them on, but there should be one the other way to turn them off. But let's get into this album. So again, Reprise, a Rocnation album. 11 songs, 35 minutes. several names on this one, so I'll start reading them out. Ombre, Buddy,
Ooh, Ombre, Buddy.
Ant Clemens,
Ant
Ty
Clemens.
Dolla Sign,
Of course.
Nia Miranda, Vic Mensa, Malik Yusuf, Wyatt Waddle, Rhapsody, Sebastian Cole, Jason Evigan, King Mel, Georgia Smith, AJ Tracy, Unknown T, Chronix, Ant Clemens, Maida, D Smoke, Ombre, and D Smoke once again. So some names you've heard about, some names you haven't. What I will say is there were a few records that I did really enjoy. Track number 3 is called No More Teardrops. That's the Vic Mensa record.
Okay.
Add you to the list of his accomplishments. It came for in the night, now we mourn it. Black fist up to the no not warmers.
I have to say I'm enjoying Vic Mensa again.
Okay, that's good. I like that he's coming back into what we know him
Rap.
for.
Just
Yes,
rap.
what we know him for. Just
Like,
come here and rap.
Be a good rapper.
Don't be anything else.
You know what I'm saying?
We
Like
don't
I
want
get
you
you
to
can
be-
do other things or try to do other things, but
You probably can't do other things. You just don't know what it is because what you're trying is not what you're supposed to be doing.
It's true. It's true. Track 4 was the 12 Problems Rhapsody track that came out a few weeks ago, so I'm glad that they put that somewhere. Maybe it could be on an album of. I thought it would
Well,
be on
like
an album of hers.
Single of hers.
So not to say I'm disappointed because they can obviously just
Yeah,
include
exactly.
that there as well.
It's a
But
surprise.
I'm happy they housed this somewhere for now. Track 7 By Any Means. That's a Georgia Smith track that also has been out before.
Oh.
I never really heard Georgia Smith. Now
I
that
thought you were a
think about
fan
it.
of her.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of her.
Oh, I thought you- did you go to her
music?
concert?
No, chill.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Oh.
You wanna know?
Yeah, I already am. I thought you went to Jorge Smith.
But it sounded good.
Okay.
It sounded good for sure. And then track 9, Another Youth or Another Youth. I
is
guess it's
is
called.
there a Toronto guy?
No, Chronix is.
I know, I'm just joking. Just because of the youth.
But yeah, no, Another Youth, Chronix. So that's a solid record as well. Again, not to spend too much time on this project, but what I will say is that, it's surprising put together of music. I didn't expect this to happen. Like we've seen the Def Jam one, we've seen Dreamville, we've seen people like even Pivot Gang. Like we've seen a lot of people put their label projects out. I did not expect that from Rocnation, so I do appreciate that from them. There is some depth to the label.
That's good.
Don't know the names, but I would say, a lot of the songs on here, not to say they're high level records, but they're those people in the NBA that you don't know that average is 16.4.
Exactly.
Like,
Those
wait,
like
what?
third options.
Wait, hold up.
Those guys that come off the bench that you don't see them all the time, but they can just come and just score 21 random
He
night.
just might
and
be
you're like,
Dwayne Bacon. You're like, wait, hold on, that
Exactly.
boy dropping 23 for the last week. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of
Some of
those.
those.
So, I enjoyed the project. I enjoyed the listen.
Those names I have heard most of them. Like mine is like Ty Dolla Sign and like the
Yeah.
A-listers. Most of those names I have heard like about them here and there before. Maybe not like a whole record from them, but I've seen them featured on like someone's album. Like, oh wow, I did not know who you are, but you're on this person's
Exactly.
album. Like Ant Clemens.
Exactly.
That's just one I could
exactly.
pick off
No,
top
that's
of
a
my
good.
head.
And then Chronix even for
Chronix,
myself.
yes. And that's all top of my head. If I go through the list, I'm pretty sure there's some people on there that will be like, oh yeah, I've heard that name before and that
Exactly.
name.
So again, just a
they're
pretty,
not nobodies.
a pretty decent listen is
That's
the best
good.
way for me to put that. Let's end off this week.
Yes,
Let's get into last week. I mean, we don't love to always go deep into last week.
Yeah, I'm not
but
gonna
there
go
were
deep
a
in.
few projects, I guess, that we do want to talk
Yes.
about. Right. Where are we starting?
21 Savage.
Might as well.
I forgot the name of it because I don't have it here for some reason.
21 Savage, Metro Boomin.
Savage Mode 2. I'm an idiot.
Savage Mode 2.
Did you like this?
15 songs, 44 minutes. I like this shit, man.
Me too. I liked it,
like it
a
a
lot.
lot.
We don't need to go into the notes. The notes was for last week.
Yeah.
Just quick rundown. I just enjoyed it. I'm still listening up to this week.
Yeah,
It's-
I enjoyed it.
I like the horror theme. I think Metro Boomin is really fucking good. I feel like this album made me realize how good he is. Like he's not just a boom like a one type like no offense to Take Keith, but you know when you hear Take Keith's beat, like
Yeah.
that's Take Keith. Like he has a sound to it. Like these beats, if I didn't know it was Metro Boomin, I would have never guessed Metro Boomin made any of these beats.
Yes, and
I
almost,
like that.
It almost seems like Metro Boomin, like you said, with that sort of horror theme within his beats, it almost like he would have the ability to extend his skill set onto like movie scores.
Definitely,
as an example.
I could see that.
I can see him doing a Jordan Peele movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You
And
remember-
probably already has, for all I know.
He took a year off. He said he wanted to learn other kinds of like
That
make
is
music
true.
a
I forgot
different
about
way.
that.
Remember
I
that like
completely forgot about
2018 or 2019. He pretty much did make music for almost a whole year, saying
That's a
I
good
want to
point.
learn more about music and not just keep making these
Yeah.
uniform cookie cutter beats.
And I guess in as much as you can appreciate the growth in 21, you can also appreciate that same growth in Metro Boomin,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so I think it's important that you mentioned that, because for this project, 21 obviously and rightfully so has been the one getting praised. So
Yes.
it's important to take a moment and be like, hold up, Metro
Exactly.
Boomin,
But he deserves some
we see you as well.
credit as well.
So that's a great point. 21 Savage. That said, okay, because we're not going to really do a deep dive on the album per se. Let me just ask the question. At this point, 2020, is 21 Savage an elite rapper?
No. He's good, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But he's not an elite
Okay,
rapper.
let
We still gotta like let that
Okay.
that's stepping for the legendary people.
Okay,
you know?
and that's why I almost want to correct myself right away. Let's take your constituents in this era.
Okay.
Will you be known as forget who S tier is, because S tier obviously is included in A tier.
Yeah.
Is he A tier rapper of his constituents?
No.
I say yes.
I don't know. I'm
I
still
say
putting
he's
no.
high A's. Like
'Cause
he's like 86% on the test.
That was one of the things I did not like about his album was his rapping. Sometimes it was kind of like I don't know.
Basic.
Yeah, basic. Like
Yeah.
it's
Then
not
I
layered
walked up
enough.
and then
like,
I walked up the stairs and kicked that hoe in the face.
yeah, see stuff like that. Like don't get me
21.
wrong, it's good. 20. Got at the ad lib at the end.
Yo, I listened to a record and I was like,
You got
so
at
hold
the
on,
ad
first let me
libs.
give myself that.
21.
Second thing, okay, so when I go to shows that have live bands, and I've explained this in the past, I like to only focus on one instrument at a time.
Yeah.
Because I want to see them in their own world. So
That's why I like-
I'm not listening to the singing or the guitars. I'm only drum.
Yeah. Hear every beat, hear every things. Yeah.
Whatever it is, right? I'm just freestyling, obviously. So for one of the 21 records, I was listening to only the ad libs. I'm like, yo, this is a flow. He's like,
yo, the ad libs.
Pussy 21.
Yo, the ad libs.
Yeah.
Yes.
21. 21. 21.
You know what?
Pussy.
I give him credit for that. Like when it comes to ad libs, he perfected that shit. Like even better than the Migos, I tell you. When it comes to ad libs,
He did.
there's no one like 21. Skirt, skirt.
Because he doesn't double anything up.
On
It's just at
God.
the end of the line. Pussy.
On God.
On God.
Straight up.
No, 21.
I don't think he's an elite rapper, but I don't think a lot of people in this generation are elite rappers.
Well, okay. I mean, and,
I know what
and
you're
yeah,
trying to say. I'm
right? And
trying
that's
to
why-
separate it, but I still can't. I
Because
just don't
like
think he is.
who's in his
But
era,
then that's what I'm thinking
right?
of. I'm like, Uzi's not an elite rapper.
When you say when you think about his era, and again, maybe we talk about rappers and lyricists. Maybe we're not talking about lyricists.
I think that's why I'm mixing
you know what I'm
it up.
saying? But we're more so saying like someone like the Baby is an A class,
He is a
regardless of
A-class,
how you feel. He's an A
he's
class.
still an A-class, right?
right?
You're right.
So is 21 an A class the way?
I guess he is.
You know what I'm saying?
He is.
He almost
He
becomes
is.
that by default.
He is.
So, I mean, I think he is, but I also think he is based on even some of the notes that you put in here, just like his growth. His
Yeah.
growth. He hasn't stopped growing.
He hasn't stopped.
He's
going.
almost going, and I'm not comparing to artists, but the trajectory is very Meek-esque to me.
Yeah, I can see that. I like that
It's
comparison.
very similar to
I like
Meek
that.
Mill.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like he went from one-dimensional to now being taken more seriously
Yeah.
as an artist.
That is true. Because when he first came out, he's not rapping to any of these beats on this
No.
project. It's way too advanced for him.
None of that.
So you are right. I do like that. He is growing, and I do like the Meek
Yeah,
because Meek has grown a lot.
I look at him and Meek often as the similar, like Meek did the blueprint for like just something like
Yeah,
something
yeah, I
like
get what
it,
you're saying.
right?
Yeah,
I look at that.
I'm not mad at that.
But yeah, I mean, 21 is an interesting case. But again, I enjoyed the project. Like I said, a lot of records on there that you want to keep. I noticed I did the Drake flow a lot.
Yeah,
Definitely Drake flowed a lot. He learned a lot from Drake. You can
he
tell.
did.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
I know that was another point.
I like Morgan Freeman on this. Where's my mouse go?
The Snitch vs. Rat interlude.
Snitch vs. Rat. Transitions were amazing, actually. I really like the transitions.
Rat.
Yeah, that's honestly it. Production was good. 21 Savage was good. 21 Savage and Metro work really well together.
Yeah.
It's not the first time, not the second time they've worked together on an album, so I like it.
Agreed. Do we have a rating? Because we have maybe listened to this a few times.
I will. 7 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah.
7.5.
Yeah. I'm also gonna say 7.5 out of 10.
Like listen to it. It is a good
There were
listen.
a lot of elements that were 8. But there were too many 6.5 elements on there. And I think, like you said, sometimes you're into it and then you're listening and you're like,
like, what, are you really saying that? Like, the beat's hard, the flow's hard, and then you hear something and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I like the 7.5. I think that's a fair score. I agree with that completely. 21 Savage, Savage Mode 2, Metro Boomin. Already know what it is. Okay.
West Side Gun I listened to once. I liked it. I'll come back to it eventually.
Yeah, more of a rotation thing.
YG, it's classic YG. I really like this. I thought it was one of his better projects.
I didn't listen to it yet.
I actually think it's you're gonna get the typical LA Cali sound on a lot of them, but I don't know. It sounded like he was having fun with it, so I liked it. And it was shorter. Again, a lot of last week's projects were shorter. Other than Metro Boomin, a lot of them were like 10, 11 songs.
I like shorter projects. I'm not gonna lie. Sa-Roc the MC came out. Sa-Roc the MC, of course, I did see her live at the Rhapsody concert. She came out with a project called The Sharecropper's Daughter. I had not known her prior to performing. So when she performed, and she blew me away. She blew me away with her ability, because she very much is in that Rhapsody lane of hip hop. So this one's 15 songs at 50 minutes. Not to talk too much about it, obviously, because it is a review from last week, but what I will say is very high level lyricism on here. I think there's a few names on there. Black Thought is on here.
Oh wow.
Styles P is on here. I don't think Rhapsody's on there, but like, she's respected lyrically. That's good. She says some shit. She's in that Rhapsody category of hip hop. She makes a very high IQ level of hip hop. She's just not a known name. Okay. So if you're really into, again, the best way to put her in a category, not that you ever want to do that, but the best way to describe her music is very Rhapsody-esque, super high level hip hop.
So not City Girls.
Not City Girls.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to make it known for everyone, like, because she's a female rapper. So she's not like the City Girls.
More, yeah, definitely more Rhapsody-esque.
If you don't know what Rhapsody is, go listen to that then.
A high quality album for sure. The Sharecropper's Daughter. Interesting name as well.
I wonder if that was a sharecropper.
Alchemist. Alchemist came out with a doctor, a painter, and an alchemist who walked into a bar.
This guy's funny.
10 songs at 17 minutes.
Yes. Instrumental?
Instrumental tape.
Okay.
Again, I mentioned it last week as well. I think West Side Gun is just on one record. Otherwise, it's instrumental tape. Classic Alchemist stuff. Vintage Alchemist. That's your... don't think about it. Download it. It's one of those. And then Bryson Tiller. I'm not going to go deep dive into Bryson Tiller.
I haven't listened to Bryson Tiller anymore.
This one's called Anniversary. I never really came up on Bryson's music personally, so I didn't go into this with any expectations. And I just thought it was average.
Yeah,
that's the best way for me to say it. So, we're going to get right into the rotation.
Yes, sir.
In that case. So, rotation... my rotation has been pretty wonky. I guess let me ask the question technically for the audience.
God, where do I start?
What is in your rotation, sir? And I will.
Yeah, you do that. Then take a pull of Spotify on my computer.
So I
am looking.
Didn't have much of a rotation, but my rotation was a written testimony by Jay Electronica.
Okay.
I also went on to SoundCloud and bumped Act 2. A couple of times.
You went on to SoundCloud to bump that? You were one of those people that was like, I am not bumping this shit if it is not on Spotify.
I am.
Or YouTube.
I just don't want to download anything.
I know what you're saying, though. Trust
YouTube,
me.
You can't lock your phone.
That's so annoying.
Come on, man.
You want to lock your phone and play it? Pay $5.99 a month.
Pay $5 to lock your phone. Think about it. And it works. The Sharecropper's Daughter by Sa-Roc the MC. Ho, Why Is You Here by Flo Milli. I just wanted some contrast. Savage Mode 2 by 21. I bumped Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, and Blueprint 2, A Gift and a Curse by Jay-Z.
My bad.
Spillagin by Spillage Village. I bumped. That's it. Shit, that was short.
That was real short.
That's all I got.
Shit, 1 second. Alright. Let me get my computer here. Recently played. Cause
should be frozen and shit.
Alright, here we go. I want to get a bigger list.
You were this close to a new laptop.
Yo, I was looking at that list all bro. I was so mad. Yo, I was ready to like, yo, get me 3 of those. I only need one, but
I may have bought one too.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I was gonna buy one, just gift it out. But yo, here's a Christmas present. Yo, thought it was a good sale. But anyway, here we go. So this is Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm gonna bump that sometime this week. Oh wait, no. Floor Seats 2 by
Ferg.
I almost said Lil Ferg. ASAP Ferg. When All Is Said and Done by Giveon. I actually bumped that. It's not bad. Really not bad. Not my favorite. Not bad though. The Beautiful and the Damned by G-Eazy.
Okay. That's the recent one?
That's the latest album, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That came out like 2018, I think.
No, I thought. Okay.
Yeah, he had like a few other projects that came out recently, but they were trash. They were trash.
So prime G-Eazy.
Yes, let's put it that way. This is Polo G. NBA 2K soundtrack. One of my favorite things is when I'm meditating is I don't know why that soundtrack, you know, meditating. You know when there's that first 30 minutes when you just finished and your meditation is at the highest.
So it probably reminds you of the game or something.
I don't know, but like the music in there, I like it. Like it just keeps me like.
I still think about music from like NBA Live 2000.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's still in my head, like you know.
So was that
BP, Naughty by Nature,
Barnacles by what's his face? I have his name right here. Sababy. Number 6 project collaboration by Ed Sheeran. The GOAT by Polo. I love Polo G now. He's like my new favorite rapper.
I'm not mad.
I like
new album?
the GOAT by Polo G.
Is that a black and white cover?
Yeah. The GOAT by Polo.
Like 2-3 songs. I was
you
like,
probably did.
I'm like, yo, this is kind of hard still.
You probably did.
I'm like, yo, this ain't so bad.
This is going to go down. You're hearing it right now as one of my favorite albums this year. It is like I like Polo G a lot, like a lot.
The claim has been made.
I also bumped Trapped on Cleveland 3 by Lil Keed.
Trapped in Atlanta 3.
Trapped in Atlanta. Twice as Tall by Burna Boy. I already said YG. My Life 400. That's his latest. Savage Mode 2. 21 Savage. And 2C. Poetic Pain. I really like that album. That's another album that's probably going to crack my top 10 this year. It's going to be a little. Yeah, it's going to be surprised when you see my top 10 this year.
Listen, it's Bubble NBA this year.
Exactly.
It's Bubble NBA this year. All right, let's get out of that rotation segment, and of course, in the usual 10-minute fashion or less, we're gonna get into that post-potpourri.
Post-potpourri.
You already know what it is, and the first item in the post-potpourri is a porcupine. Why is a porcupine in the post-potpourri?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because 2 officers have been fired and charged with animal cruelty after beating porcupines to death. Now you might be asking yourself, well, why is this here?
Yes, why is this here?
I think this is more action than we've seen than the police killing black people. Therefore,
you are absolutely right.
To the justice system and or whatever other system this is, porcupines are worth more than the lives of black people.
For me and you, we're not surprised at this though.
So
just letting you guys know. Some of you guys are saying, what? It's not like that. It is.
So
it is.
You know, it is what it is. Let's move on.
It is what it is.
Let's move on. There was some movie that was made in secrecy over 5 months. It was discussing COVID. Let me see if the tweet is still up.
Are you one of the...
The CDC has identified a case of coronavirus in Washington state. The words about a pandemic at this point?
No, we're not at all, and it's going to be just fine.
A little bit more backstory to this. Basically, they got some professionals, I don't know to what extent, some doctors, I suppose, maybe scientists or whatever. And they're, it's almost like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm really on camera right now because I could lose my job.
Oh, shit.
Like one of those type things. So I'll play the rest of the trailer. It's a 2-minute trailer. I'll play that out.
Whatever happens, we're totally prepared.
So this film has been made in secrecy over the last 5 months. 3 directors interviewed countless scientists, medical professionals, and government officials on the inside.
We, the scientists, knew what to do for the pandemic response. The plan was in front of us, but leadership would not do it. It is time to lay our careers on the line and push back.
Yeah, obviously I don't need to play the full 2 minutes, but yeah, one of those type of movies. I mean, you never really know what's really what. I mean, that could be propaganda for all we know.
Exactly, it could be like a voting thing.
Like even the social dilemma could be
propaganda, like you said.
I don't know.
You're right, though. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Implanting those little seeds.
You just never really know, to be completely honest with you. But I think it comes out soon. I think they said it comes out October 20th.
Okay.
I don't know where. Actually, I think was
Apple
that a
TV.
Netflix thing? I don't think so.
Apple TV.
I'm
joking.
Oh.
Just because Apple TV has some good shows.
It's from someone called Neon, who is.
Does this movie have a name?
I didn't see it.
This goes into your theory. This makes me like. This is why as soon as I heard Trump's voice the first time, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is some Democrat released this shit. I'm just saying.
Could be.
I'm just saying, because I didn't hear nothing about no movie title, no release. How you advertise a movie and you don't tell me a title at least so I can Google?
I mean, I don't know.
When you said the whole whatever thing you said, I was like, yeah, you know what? I could believe it's a political assassination.
Listen, I watch House of Cards, man.
Exactly.
That's all I'm gonna say. I watch House of Cards. Okay. Final post-potpourri topic, possibly, before we kind of just check socials and see what's random. Kyrie Irving.
Yes.
He made some statements.
Yes, he did.
Over the last week and a half and change. And I want to know how you feel about this statement. So Kyrie Irving says, I feel like I was the best option on every team I've played for down the stretch. This is the first time in my career where I can where I can be like, that motherfucker can shoot that shot too. Referring to Kevin Durant, of course. So how do you feel about this? Was the same day I think that the Lakers went to the finals that he said this.
So of course he's sunning LeBron.
Yes.
I rate Kyrie for one reason. I think he's unapologetically himself.
Yes.
Even when he's wrong.
I remember what was the clip? 19-year-old Kyrie going at Kobe like, I can beat you.
I rate that. I rate that confidence.
I'm confident.
I rate that confidence. Even though he might not be able to, and he probably didn't. I rate that confidence in him. Again, even though he's wrong.
In practice.
Yeah, I do think he was the best option, except for when he played against LeBron. LeBron's always going to be the best option.
Played with LeBron, you mean?
With LeBron, sorry.
Okay, no, I thought
I
was
confused. On Boston, at that time, he was the best option. He was better than Jason Tatum.
I agree.
And on this team, yeah, Kevin Durant is better than you. So
now, I guess the only ambiguity here is when somebody says, I'm the best option, what comes to mind? Or because he says, on every team that I've played for down the stretch.
Yeah.
So do you
scenario.
Classify that as last shot, or do you classify that as number one option in the last 5 minutes?
Number one option in the last 5 minutes.
So wouldn't you say he is the number one option in the last 5 minutes as opposed to LeBron?
Nah, man. Nah. I know people don't like LeBron, but let's not disrespect that man. Like, he's not an all-time GOAT.
3 minutes.
I'm still giving it to LeBron.
Last 45 seconds.
I'm still giving it to LeBron.
I agree.
I'm like, no, like,
last shot.
LeBron.
LeBron.
I'm giving it to LeBron any time of the day.
Last shot over
I don't
Kyrie.
care. Kyrie hit that one shot. I won't lie. He hit that one shot in the playoffs, and I feel like he's been living off that one shot.
I feel like I don't disagree.
But LeBron's won two other championships.
Unanimous thought like that. Like you can't just LeBron.
It is LeBron over
that.
Kyrie or LeBron taking my last shot. I'm putting LeBron's hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say that. I'm sorry.
Shit.
I respect Kyrie. I love Kyrie. He went to Duke. That's my boy. First overall pick. But nah. Oh yeah. Shout out to Duke. Kyrie.
You are wearing the Duke.
Let's go.
That's true. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Let's see Wagwan on the socials. Anything random?
Air Canada.
Yo, I feel like I don't get trending topics, period.
Yo, all my trending topics are all like U.S. voting shit. I'm like, I don't care about that.
Yeah, it's just like sponsored. Like, it's not trending.
I get boys all the time, the boys.
The commercial, right?
I get even on my thing, on my trending, hashtag the boys.
Hashtag the boys.
I'm like, yo, fam, I really watch it.
I mean, the boys Amazon or something.
Amazon. Or Prime or whatever they fucking call
whatever
it.
Whatever they put, man.
Bouchard. Why is Bouchard in the trending?
Trending.
I got it hard for that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as usual.
Oh, just because she lost, because the person that beat, Swae beat her early in round 3.
As usual. Yeah, I remember she crushed her.
That's what they're talking about.
Nothing really much going on.
Air Canada, shut it all down.
Therefore, if you can please do me a favor, cue that music. With that said, that will take us to the ends. The unfortunate ends of another episode of the True North Views podcast, episode 125. Everything Lockoff. That's what I was gonna title it. I think it makes the most sense. What the hell? So, what happened?
Oh, someone's following me that I didn't know follows me.
Oh,
sorry.
They're verified?
No. It's someone I thought it was, but it's not who I thought it was. So I take that back. Never mind.
I hate when that happens. I hate when people change their profile image. I don't know who they are anymore.
You hate when they change their profile.
I don't know who they are anymore. I swear to God.
Update their pictures.
There's a few people that I would interact with on social media.
And then they change their picture. I know those. You just use a picture to know who they are.
Yeah, of course.
And then change that picture. Yo, why is there now a yellow? It should be green.
Who is that? Anyways, like I said, man, please continue that conversation.
Please.
By telling a friend.
Tell 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 a friend.
To tell a
Tell one more person, y'all.
Please. You already know what it is. That's 6 degrees of separation. Now, on episode 125, of course, as usual, I go by the name of Harris.
And y'all just know who I am. I'm the skirt master, Mr. Triple Double himself, no assist. Stealing 70 mil from the TTC. You can call me Just Shola. Tell the number 1 rule?
Yeah, because it's not the intro, right?
Yes. I'm going to tell you the number 1 rule, yo. Watch out for meditating.
Man, I am meditating.
Number 1 rule.
Please just tell them that number 1 rule.
Watch out for the wastemans, y'all.
Watch out for the motherfucking wastemans. Yo, the block is hot. Everyone stay safe.
Trust me, it's hot.
The block is super hot.
Stay safe.
You would think as Toronto gets colder, the block would stop getting hot.
I swear we talk about this same thing we said last year. Like the colder it got, the hotter it got.
In a lot of ways. So everyone stay safe, stay blessed.
Please.
Hot day today, but in general, stay warm because it's getting cold. And I guess that's kind of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
True North Views podcast, episode 125. Peace.
Peace out. 8 times.